As human beings, there are universal things we all hate to do at different levels. Cleaning, washing the dishes, cooking, driving a car in traffic, grocery shopping. Because we all share this hate towards those boring, time-consuming, repetitive tasks, a whole side of the service industry has developed to take advantage of this mentality by doing it for us, for a price. If you're trying to set up a budget, or you're just trying to find a way to save some money, we're going to have a look at the 6 most popular budget killer apps and come up with a quick and simple way to replace all of them so you can finally stick with your budget and save or invest as much money as you want. Alright, so if you open up your phone and look at the apps you have installed, I'm betting you have at least one of those. I won't lie to you, I use some of them on occasion, but I've put them all in a folder that says avoid at all costs. That way I know if I use one of them, I'm consciously blowing up a hole in my budget. Now I know some of you might not be living in the US or Canada, so the actual apps you're using might be different. That's why I separated those 6 apps into 3 categories. And if one of the apps you're using falls into one of those categories, you should also avoid using it at all costs. The first category is ride sharing or taxi services. The most popular apps here for this category are Uber and Lyft. There are good reasons and bad reasons to use those apps. Let's see on which side you fall on. Good reasons are you're on vacation somewhere you've never been and you don't want to get lost taking the metro, or you don't want to risk driving in a country where they misplaced the steering wheel. You're doing a one-way trip to somewhere and you have stuff to carry, like going to the airport with your luggage. You don't have a car and you're going somewhere where public transportation is just not available. Now, bad reasons for taking Uber might sound like you got up late and missed the bus. The subway is so uncomfortable. Only poor people take public transportation. It's the easiest way. If you recognize yourself in any of those, don't worry. I have an easy fix for you that I'll explain in a minute. The second category is takeout or food delivery services. Popular apps for this category are Uber Eats and DoorDash. Now, I'll be honest with you. There are a lot of people who never use those apps. You don't need them. The only exceptions are if you're someone with mobility issues, or if you're just traveling again somewhere where you don't have access to a kitchen. Otherwise, when you order takeout, the only reason you did it is because you don't want to cook. Or the last time you went to the grocery store was when your mom brought you. And if you have no clue how you would even find the time to cook your own food, there's a really good strategy for that. And I'll get right on it just after we have a look at the third category. And if you're using it for the wrong reasons, it's the worst money pit and you might not even realize it. The third category is groceries delivery or meal prep services. You can have groceries delivered through Uber Eats again, or Instacart. And the popular meal prep services here are HelloFresh and Blue Apron in the US. Boy, if you're using one of those services and you're wondering why you don't have money to save, just do it. Cancel all of them right now. I'll show you a very neat trick. Just pull out Google Maps and search for grocery stores. And wait, did you know that grocery stores are places where you can buy the exact same thing for 30 to 40% cheaper? I'm just messing around. You've probably found reasons why you're using any of the apps we've talked about so far. But if I had to guess, I would say most of them can be boiled down to time. The essence of all those apps is that they are saving us time. We essentially trade money for time, right? Now comes the most interesting part. The easy fix. The simple strategy that will allow you to get rid of all those apps. If you just think about it, it's not that complicated. We use Uber, DoorDash, and HelloFresh to save time. We can get the same results, getting to our destination, eating, having a full fridge, in less time and efforts. What do we call this? Achieving the same result in less time. We call it being efficient. Using those apps, we become more efficient with our time. but inefficient with our money. This is where I come in. There's a way to be efficient with our time and efficient with our money. It can be summarized in 2 words: time management. Countless books have been written about that subject, but the simplest form of time management is a schedule. You can avoid throwing your money at those apps by having a schedule. You don't believe me? Let me show you a simple example. The easiest way to start with a personal schedule, if you've never done one, is to start with a time frame of 1 week. It's just the right amount of time to wrap our head around. It's a natural cycle that's separated between weekdays and weekends. So the tool we're going to use is Google Calendar. It's completely free forever and you only need a Google account to access it. If you don't, you can create one completely for free in a few minutes and then you'll be able to open a brand new calendar. But before we start filling it, we need to do some thinking. Also, don't hesitate to hit that like button if you like what you're seeing. On a separate document, we need to list what our ideal schedule would contain. I like to separate all the tasks into 3 categories. First, I call them the immovables. That would be anything in your schedule that is blocked. It's there, always has been, and it won't change. Basically, you need this to survive. For me, this is eating 3 meals a day when at work, sleeping 8 hours, and my day job 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. Then you have the essentials. Those are the tasks the perfectly organized version of you would do. Keep this list very tight and only add what needs to be done. Everything here is a priority. It might be the part of this whole process where you need to put the most thought into. So take your time to think about it. On my part, I've listed grocery shopping 1 time per week, cooking 3 times a week, cleaning 1 time a week, washing clothes 1 time a week, 30 minutes exercise 6 times a week, reading 30 minutes 6 times a week, and work on YouTube. After that's done, the next task would fall in the nice to have categories. Here, you can let your imagination run wild. Any of your hobbies, anything you do to enjoy yourself, write it here. But keep in mind this is a weekly planner, so it should be kind of general, like watch Netflix, go out with friends, or just enjoy my free time. It doesn't really matter what you put there, and you'll see why in a second. Once that's done, it's time to fill this calendar. What we need to do is to fill it by following the order of the 3 categories. First, we place the immovables. That would be my 9 to 5 job, sleeping, and eating. Second, we go ahead and place all of the essentials. When you're done, your schedule should start to look more and more full. Mine looks pretty full already. But you know what's the best part? Now all you have left to place in your schedule are the nice to have. All this empty space is free time to do whatever you want. Go out, go see friends, watch a movie, watch Netflix, anything really, and that's the beauty of it. We now have a full week with everything that needs to be done and spare time to enjoy ourselves. This is the only proof you need to get rid of all those convenience apps that cost you so much money. Of course, this is just a schedule. You will have to try it and adjust it. Maybe you didn't plan enough time to cook, or you want more time to read your books. But no matter what, you will find a way to be efficient with your time and get everything that needs to be done. You also don't need to follow this schedule to the minute. This is just a structure to base your life around. Every week will be different, but you can always fall back on this to pinpoint how your week is going. Are you doing great, or are you falling behind? If you tried to make an ideal week schedule with me just like I did, I would love to hear your thoughts about it, even more if you tried to use it in your daily life. Leave a comment below and let me know. I would love to know if it helped you manage your finances and your time better. That's the power of a schedule. You don't need to pay for convenience and spend your money on takeout, Uber, and delivery. Let me tell you that self-discipline compounds and pays dividends. If you can make a schedule for yourself and stick to it, you will learn a lot about yourself and you'll be able to tackle bigger and bigger goals. If you want more tips on how to manage your time and your finances, don't hesitate to subscribe and stick around my channel. Plenty more to come. For example, watch this video if you're struggling to save money and you want to know why.